Today, we're going to talk about Yule, winter solstice, bit of Christmas, and doing what resonates with you, the darker side of it all. Coming up. Hi, I'm Mel from Mel's Divination, and today I really wanted to talk to you about everything that has to do with winter solstice, with Yule, and a bit of Christmas as well, because Christmas is linked into all of that. I was originally planning on doing an entire video around just Yule, and I kind of went down the rabbit hole. I started researching and put way too much pressure on myself and really got into this space of, oh my God, it has to be perfect. And I realized that this is something that we need to all talk about here. So we're going to talk about the pressure of being perfect and how it's way too much. How it's way too much. Don't mind the background music. I hope it's not too much for you guys. I had to play a little bit because if you can't see, and I'm gonna do some B-roll later for you to see it, but it's snowing here. And I'm already a day late with posting a video, and so there's like plows going by and snow blowers in my neighborhood, and I really wanted to get this video done for you guys, so I had to put some background music to drown out the neighborhood. So I do apologize if it's a little bit too much, but I needed to do it just so that you can hear me and not hear the surrounding noise. Anyway, just a little disclaimer on that. So last night it snowed. We got about 18 inches here, and I wanted to give a minute to show everybody my winter wonderland for Yule. Back on topic. So I went down this whole rabbit hole with Yule, and I was researching it because I have celebrated it a little bit in the past, and I'd like to reach out. So what I'd like to do is maybe next year, if there's any of you out there watching who has an exponential amount of knowledge in the history of Yule and you'd love to collaborate, send me an email, send me a comment, something like that, and we could collaborate together. I'd love to interview you. Because when I started doing the research, I had to step on the brakes and pull myself back because it just was too much. I wanted it to be perfect. And I spun out, and I just was like, whoa, I cannot fit all of this information and make it perfect for my viewers. And what if I miss something? What if I say it wrong? On and on and on. You guys get the point. So I was planning. So my notes are crazy. They're out of control. And I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to disrespect Yule. I don't want to disrespect anybody watching. And I wanted to do a good job. So I nixed the whole idea. So I went as far as learning that the ancient Egyptians celebrated it with the sun god Ra, it goes so far back and there's so much information. So if anybody would love to collaborate in the future, awesome. Fast forward to now. What are we talking about today? We're talking about imperfection. We're talking about the shadow side, because right now in 2020, it has been a year, right? It has been a year of imperfections, of overwhelming, of royal screw-ups, of everybody feeling like they have to be perfect and things just being hard. And I wanted to talk about this in this video because we're at the end of the year. Energies, we just came off of an eclipse, a major eclipse, and we're coming up to this huge Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and it's just, energies are so high. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But I am that person who shoots straight to the point, and I shine the light on the truth, and sometimes that's not great for everybody. So you're not going to get fairy tales with me. And if that doesn't work for you, then I'm not the person to be watching. What I want to share is, don't push yourself. Do what works for you. And one of my favorite movies that I've watched this year that was new to me, and you guys may be familiar with it or not, is that Bad Moms Christmas. And 2020 is a year for Bad Moms Christmas. Don't do the elf on the shelf. Throw him away. Throw him in a container. Quarantine him. Who cares? Don't put up your Christmas tree. Don't put up your decorations. Don't do it if it makes you feel bad. Only do what makes you feel good. And I'm saying Christmas because a lot of people feel obligated to celebrate certain things. They feel like they have to. For the kids, for the family, so-and-so is going to be disappointed. We have to do this. Now, I was also watching a show where somebody said, oh, we have to do this dinner. We have to do regular Christmas dinner. This is not the year to not do it. We have to stick to tradition. But is it though? Is it though? Isn't it the year that most people aren't sticking with tradition and are just doing the best they freaking can? I know in my life, I'm barely keeping it together for certain things. I normally put my Christmas tree up, Yule tree, whatever you want to call it, up right after Thanksgiving. And the way that my world was going, I just finished decorating it last night. And I let it go. Last night, I drank champagne and I decorated my tree and I danced around the house on my own terms. And last night it was, what, December 18th, 19th? I'm not even sure. I don't even know what day it is. So that's what you need to be doing. That's what my recommendation is for you this year. Do what fits for you. So do what fits for you and let the rest go. Forget everybody else. Who cares what people think? That's who Mel is. That's who Mel has always been. Being strong with who she is and not caring what other people think. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you disappoint somebody, if you're worried about disappointing somebody, honestly, they are not your people. It is time to let go of people who are not good for you, that are weighing you down as we enter into the new year. Okay, so just a couple of Yule type things. What do I do for Yule? What do I do for the holidays, for Christmas, for winter solstice? I always do a Christmas tree. It's a Yule tree, Christmas tree, whatever you call it. This is what I do. And I will be adding the video in here. I'm going to insert it. I'll throw it in here right now. My grandmother made this birdhouse. This was a hand-painted ornament of my cat. An uncle who is no longer here gave me my first ornament, which is my favorite. Every ornament is a memory to me. This Hershey's guy, my grandfather gave my mother, who is also no longer with us. My best friend's daughter picked this out for me, this penguin. One of my aunts bought me this, my aunt and uncle bought me this new home ornament when I first bought my house, my first Christmas in my house. My youngest cousin made this for me, this ball, when she was just a baby. Now she's 25. And the Christmas tree was once my grandfather's, who's no longer with us. And now it was my mother's, and now it's mine. So, as you can see, the tree is special. It is a family heirloom. It is old. I don't even know how old it is. The history of this tree is artificial. So Yule trees are typically not artificial, but this is what I mean by you do you. Do what works for you and forget everybody else. If I was following the traditional Yule, I would be killing myself to go out and get an artificial tree, to get a real tree, excuse me. But you need to do what makes you feel good, what works in your traditions. So my tree was originally my grandfather's, who has passed away. When I put this thing, and this is old, it's not one of those artificial ones that you just pull out of the box and it's ready to go. You have to put in each individual branch, and I will post pictures on Instagram because I took pictures of it as I was slowly putting it up. It is a process. And this year my rotator cuff is messed up, so it's really hard to lift my arm up. I have to wear a brace, which I'm not wearing right now. It is extremely hard to do it by yourself, and I did it. Slow and steady wins the race. So whenever I put this tree up, it was originally my grandfather's before I was born. I'm 38. It was my grandfather's before I was born. When I was an infant, my grandfather gave it to my mother and father. So they had it for, I don't know, 25 years, maybe 30 years. When I moved to a big apartment, my mother gave it to me and they downsized to a smaller tree, and now it's mine. My grandfather's no longer with us, but we have all these memories of when I was a child with this tree, and now when I put this tree up myself, it's like I have my grandfather back. I have all of these memories, all of my ancestors are with me, and it's amazing. It's special to me, and I will continue, as annoying as it is, because it is annoying. It is hard work. But I will continue to do this because it is part of my tradition, and it is special to me. It's my thing. Same thing with the ornaments. As I showed in the video, each ornament means something. It came from somebody. It is a memory. So those are special too. It's visiting with people. It's visiting with memories. You do what you want to do. I have decided to add wishes to the tree, which is something I've seen that people do for Yule, because my family is Catholic. They don't celebrate Yule, but typically people will tie wishes on their live evergreen trees, pine trees, because pine, it brings prosperity. And I'm going to step out of the way for a minute. You can see that in my backyard, I have lots of those. So I will probably do that to one of those trees once it stops snowing. To help bring in wishes for the new year. I'm going to do a Yule log this year that I've never done. So I have a log, actually it's right here. I happen to have it. I didn't do it on purpose, but I do happen to have it. I haven't started anything with it yet. So I happen to have it right here. It's just a piece of firewood that I liked the way it looked. A lot of people will go out and go searching for theirs. I didn't have the time for that this year. Maybe next year I will. People usually use oak, birch, I think pine. And they can carve sigils into it. You make it yours. You can, I have a bunch of cedar leaves that I have collected from my backyard. If those of you that have followed me for a while, I have other cedar trees, and they drop leaves a lot. So these had already been dropped. I didn't trim them. And I thanked the trees. I found some pine branches when I'd gone on a walk and some pine cones that I collected, and I'm just gonna decorate it. I have a few red candles that I'm gonna put on my altar. My altar's not ready yet, so I'm not sure if I'll film it. I was thinking of it, but that's very personal, and I haven't gotten to that point of sharing that yet. Maybe I'll share that. Maybe I'll do a quick 10-minute video. Comment down below if you're interested in that. If you are, then I'll do it. If I get enough comments, then I will do that. So I did on Instagram share that I was making a red altar cloth. So I shared that on Instagram, and I've never done that before, so that was pretty fun. Managed to burn myself, but I did make one. And that's about all I'm doing there. And then on the solstice, you're supposed to burn it. People also say things like you can add liquor to it. I don't really want to do that myself personally, because I don't want to soak my log and it's sitting on my altar and my altar's going to get all wet. So I'm just going to leave that alone. And you can tie wishes to your Yule log. I also had looked up, there's some kind of ice in some of my books that I have. There's all different recommendations. So I suggest you Google stuff. You look in your books if you have witch books. Maybe I'll do a little post of a recommendation. There was a really cool one about an ice ritual if you don't live in a place where it snows that you can do on winter solstice. But like I said, I chilled out. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too much. It's just too much. I can't do it this year. So maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll really, really prep ahead of time and do a better Yule video. I wanted to do it justice, and I didn't have the time, I didn't have the energy, and I didn't want to be disrespectful. Basically, it's about welcoming back the sun, or honoring the sun as we enter the darkest part of the year, hoping that, wanting the sun to return. And that's about all I really know right now, because I'm not going through all of that information. Now, I really highly recommend taking time for you. Taking a time out. Do some meditation. Do some divination. That I highly recommend, because if you look, I don't know if any of you live, some of you I'm sure live where it snows. And when it snows, the world is quiet. The world is peaceful. It is silent. It is so, like everything is in a meditation. There's a reason why animals hibernate during this time. The earth is still. And I'm not talking about religion of any kind, no. I don't, even with Christmas, I have not celebrated the religion of part of Christmas in so long. I was 12 or 13 the last time I went to church. So, and that's a video I will do down the road. But I don't celebrate the religion at all. I never have. I haven't. My family has always done celebrating each other, spending time with family. I come from a very, very large family, and they are Irish, Italian, and other descents, but they act very Irish Italian, and we come together and celebrate our love for each other. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna be missing that very, very much this year. I missed it at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna miss it again at Christmas. We're not gonna see each other again this Christmas, and it's gonna be very hard. Last night I was watching one of my very favorite Christmas movies called Meet Me in St. Louis, which isn't exactly a Christmas movie, but it has Christmas in it, and so I always associate it with Christmas. And I'm gonna add it in a playlist so you guys can check it out. But I highly recommend you watching the song by Judy Garland, which is my very favorite Christmas song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, the very original, and listening to the words this year. It made me cry. It truly made me cry because it's still relevant. I think it came out in 1930s. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't have it written down, so I don't remember. But she sings about how our struggles will be over this time next year. How we'll be with friends again someday soon. How we have to muddle through until then. And how real is that right now? How real is that in the year 2020 as we're getting into the holiday season and everything is so hard no matter where you are in the world? Unless if you're in New Zealand and I'm jealous of you people. But if you're in America and you're following the rules and you're being cautious, it's hard trying to be careful, trying to follow the rules, isolating yourself. Most people are going through more depression now than they ever have. So be gentle on yourself. Be gentle on your family. Throw your hands up in the air and just go easy this year. It's not worth your mental health. It's not worth anybody's mental health. And a lot of people don't have the money. So do the best you can. Write IOUs, write, gift certificates. When I get the money, we'll do this. When things open up, we'll go to dinner. Things like that. Do not go hard on yourself with presents, with traditions that you can't fulfill right now. Take that time and look at yourself and figure out why. What do I mean by why? Why am I even feeling like I have to do this? Do I even like doing this? Why am I giving presents to these people? Why do I go to these family things? Why am I doing this stupid tradition? Is it stupid? Is it meaningful? Does it make me feel good? Why does it make me feel good? Does it make me feel good because I have to? Because I don't feel guilty? Or does it make me feel good because it actually means something? So, like I mentioned, meditation. Now's a good time for meditation. Now's a good time for journaling. Sitting for 5 minutes and looking at the future and looking at the past and thinking about, okay, I hate doing this for the holidays. Why do I do it? Start new traditions. Think about the stuff that is junk that you've been doing that you hate and say, we're not doing this anymore. We don't need this anymore. Free yourself. This is the year to throw stuff away that you don't need. Take control of your life. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't. So I hope that this has helped. I hope this has rung true for some of you. Comment down below about either things you've done for Yule, winter solstice. Oh, the dates. I didn't even mention the dates. See? See? And it's okay to spin out. It is totally okay. Colors, if you didn't know, red, green, yellow, not yellow, gold, silver. I think I got all of them. And just do the best you can. Really, do the best you can. And the dates for Yule and Winter Solstice are December 21st, December 22nd. Christmas, if you celebrate it, is the 25th. And that's that. And I did write down, hold on. In the Southern Hemisphere, Yule is June 20th to June 21st. So they would not be celebrating with us right now. They're celebrating the opposite, and I don't know what that is off the top of my head right now. Whatever is the summer one. So, happy snow day for those of you that are going through it in America, because it is a snow day for most of us, many of us, at least on the eastern, middle and eastern side. And I hope you guys hang in there. Let me know if this has helped you. Let me know if you have ideas about Yule. Please comment what you're doing, because I know that this was kind of like a half Yule, half not Yule, half throw it away. And best of luck. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye. Because it snowed last night, it is very, very cold. So today, I have a roaring fire going. Just wanted to share the warmth. My hearth is a working hearth. So it can get a little messy. I have lots of wood that I brought in ahead of time, knowing that we were getting a snowstorm. This is how I keep my home. And just outside, you can see how much snow. And there's still a little bit of snow falling. You can't even see the roads yet.